Good morning, Year 2, and welcome to today's maths lesson. We're going to get started straight away on our do now. You're going to be looking at adding numbers. Some of them are within 20 number bonds, some of them are looking at going over 20, and then we've also got some missing numbers. So complete your do now, press pause to start your work, and then when you're ready, press play because we'll go through the answers straight away. Fantastic. Let's see how you did on those. Your answers are here. I would say band 1 answers are especially relevant for today with our regrouping. So check, see if there's any issues. Maybe you want to come back to this do now again and practice this. Maybe if you tried band 1, you want to come back and try band 2, or band 2, you can try band 3. Okay, let's get started with today's lesson. We are going to first of all look at our steps to success. So to be successful in today's task, which is adding 2 3-digit numbers together with regrouping, we are going to need to be able to identify the different parts and our place value of our numbers. Yes, part, whole is back again, and place value, which is why we looked at it yesterday. We're going to represent the number using Deans. You might not have access to Deans, probably don't have access to Deans, so we're going to go through how you can draw them, and also there are some links to some online Deans. And then we're going to regroup our 1s into 10s and our 10s into 100s when adding. So we're going to go through the whole process. We're going to start from going from 1s into 10s, and then we're going to do 10s into 100s, and then we're going to put both together. We're going to do lots of different examples so you will feel really confident with our independent task. So today's star words, we have 100, 10s, 1s, place value, regroup, add, plus, total of, equals, and everyone's favourite, part, whole. Fantastic. We're going to do a bit of a recap now. And it's very much what we did yesterday. So you're probably going to want to pause this. You can just write your answers down on a piece of paper, or you can just say them out loud. So I want you to look at each one of these representations of our Deans and see if you could work out what I'm asking for. So here I have 100 square. How many of these, which of course is our 10s, is equal to 100? If I have 20 10s, how many hundreds is it equal? 40 10s. How many hundreds? And 14 10s. How many hundreds? Pause now. And when you're ready, get started. Press play. Fantastic. So how many, you can think of this the other way around. How many 10s do we have in 100? We have 10. Well done. How many, if we have 20 10s, how many hundreds do we have? Well, I know that 10 10s is equal to 100. So 20 10s is double that. So it's equal to 200s. Doubling that again with 40 10s is equal to 400s. Now, it's a bit of a sneaky one. How many 10s are there? How many hundreds are there in 14 10s? Well, this might have been a good way to look at your place value. 14 10s is the same as 140. So we don't have any 1s, we have 4 10s, and we have 100. Some of you, because you might have just been going on a bit of a roll with that previous answer, you might have written 14, but no, there is 100 in 140. So let's have a look at some more examples. How many 10s are there in, how many 1s are there in a 10? How many, if you have 21s, how many 10s do you have? If you have 61s, how many 10s do you have? And then we're going to be doing a bit of combining of our 10s and 1s. So press pause to complete that. Again, you can write it down or you can just say it out loud. Brilliant. Let's check this because this is going to be really helpful for our task today. One of our 10 sticks is equal to what? It is equal to 10 ones. If I have 10, not 10, if I have 20 ones, how many 10s do I have? We know that one of these sticks is equal to 10 ones. So 10 ones is equal to one of these sticks. Again, it's 20, it's 2 10s. 2 10s is the same as 20 ones. 60 ones is the same as 6 10s. 6 times 10. So if I have here 15 ones, it's the same as how many 10s and ones? Well, again, I can use my place value. 15 is made up of how many in my number? I have put my place number in my place value. I have 5 ones and 1 10. Doing the same thing with 28 in my place value. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. I put my 8 in my ones and my 2 in my 10s. I have 2 10s. I have 2 10s and 5 8 ones. So here I have 1 10 and 5 ones. I have 2 10s and 8 ones. Right, we are going to now look at some examples of regrouping. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen. Oh, stop presenting. And I'm just going to flip my camera open over. Okay, let's get started on this. Okay, so here I have a couple of things. I have an equation and I have a place value chart. So I have an equation here which I need to solve, which is 546 add 115. Now I could break the equation down and maybe solve different parts, kind of using mental arithmetic, but it's too much for my brain on a Monday, and it is actually it's much more accurate to use our column addition. So I want you today, I don't want to see anyone uploading their work onto Seesaw trying to do this without column addition. So what do we need to do first of all with our column addition? We need to put each number into our place value chart. So I am, to get things started, for this first example, I'm going to be using my actual deans. So I'm going to be using my actual physical deans. If you want to work along with me, you can just draw a place value chart on a piece of paper and draw your place value symbols, your dean symbol as we did yesterday. So I'm going to start with my first number, 546. How many ones do I have in 546? I can see here, do you know what I've missed out from doing? And this is a really handy tip, which I know some of you do, is you draw your place value chart at the top. So I have 6 ones. So let me put in my ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 ones here. Perfect. Right, how many 10s? I have 4 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many hundreds? Oh, I have 5 hundreds. I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hundreds. I put 546 into my place value chart. Now I need to put 115. So I'm going to get my ones again, and I need to put in 5 ones. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And another one has gone missing. There we go. 5. I've got my 5 deans in here, my 5 ones. Then I need to put in my 10s. I can see that I have got 1 10. and I have got 100. So I'm now going to be looking at my equation. I can see here I've got my two equations. I'm just going to put my other 100 there so we don't get confused. So adding my ones together, let me see how many ones I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's a problem here. What is my problem? My problem is that I can't have 11 ones. I need to regroup. So what do I need to regroup? I need to regroup my ones. How many of my ones do I need to regroup? How many ones are equal to one of these green sticks? I need to regroup 10 ones. So let's count out 10 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to take my 10 ones. Bye-bye ones. Hello 10. There we go. So I have now regrouped into my tens column. I'm going to fill this out straight away onto my equation. So 6 add 5 is equal to 11. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my little 1 here to know that I've had to regroup. Now I'm going to see how many tens I've got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 add 1 is equal to 5. But I'm regrouping. So that's why my answer is 6. And then my hundreds, I'm not regrouping at all. Let's look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 600s. So my answer is 661. Fantastic. That is my first equation done, and I've used my Deans to show that. As I said, it's probably fairly unlikely that you have access to Deans at home. So what I want to show you is how that equation, or how a different equation would work using just us drawing our Deans. So you can see here, I have drawn out my equation, and this is how I'm going to want your work to look at later. I'm going to model an example. So my equation is 246. Let's just get rid of that equation because we don't want to get confused with that. My equation is 246 add 115. So I'm just at this moment, I'm looking from regrouping from my ones into my tens. So what is my first step to success? My first step to success is to put my number in a place value chart. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to draw my Deans out. So my number, I've already written my little menu place value above my equation. So how many ones do I have? I have 6. So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How many tens? I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And how many hundreds? I have 2. 1, 200. Fantastic. So you've got your first number in your place value chart. You've drawn your Deans. Remember, skinny chips, little dots, and your big squares. I've used a ruler to draw my place value chart. If you have access to one, that's fantastic. Right, I'm going to do my second number. I'm going to do my second number. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do it in the same color. Some people find it easier to do it in a different color, but I'm going to show you the regrouping in another color. So I'm going to be I need to add 5 ones. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to add 110. 1. And I need to add 100. 1. There we go. There's my example. Now, I'm going to count my ones. I'm going to count my ones in my ones column. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What's the issue? We can't have that many ones in our ones column, so we can only have 10. So I'm going to regroup 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm going to draw a little circle around these tens, and I'm going to draw a little arrow, which means I know that this 10 has moved. These ones aren't just floating around somewhere, they've moved to here. And I'm going to show that they've moved to here using the same colour. And I'm going to fill that out now in my equation. 6 add 5, I worked out was equal to 11. So I put my 1 here and I put my little 1. As long as you know that you need to add it, you can put it wherever you want. I've always done it here. So next, I've added my 10s together, and I've got my extra 1 from regrouping. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's have a look at here. 4 add 1. Oh, 4 add 1 is equal to 5, but I've got my extra 1. I like to cross it out to know that I've used him. Is 6. And then 2 add 1 is equal to 3. So your answer is 361. This is how I want your work to be displayed to me. Now, I'd like you to grab, if you can, a piece of paper, and I would like you to solve this equation for me. It's regrouping from your 1s into your 10s. I've written out the format. If you have square paper, it's fantastic. If not, do not worry about it. I want you to make sure that you represent it in your Deans. So press the video now using your Deans. I want you to press the video, press pause on the video now and complete the task. Brilliant. I hope you had managed to complete that. So going through our steps to success, we should have put in our Deans in our place value chart. I can see they're all sitting here. Then we needed to regroup from our 1s into our 10s. I can see here, I initially had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I initially had 12 1s. We know that's not possible. So I'm going to do 7 add 5 is equal to 12. Again, you could have worked that out by doing 7 add 3 is equal to 10, adding on my extra 2. All that you can find. 5 add 5 is a friendly number one from you, and then add on that extra 2. However you got to 12, it doesn't matter as long as you got the correct answer. So you can see here I have my 1 that I need to regroup, my extra 10 here. 4 add 1 is equal to 5. Add my extra 1 is equal to 6. 3 add 4 is equal to 3 add 4. 3 add 1 is equal to 4. So your answer should be 462. I hope you've had a chance to use your Deans there. Right, we're going to go back to our example of using our Deans. This time we are going to be looking at regrouping from our 10s into our 100s. So let's have a look at our next equation. Our next equation is 235 add 361. My first step is I'm going to be writing out my equation. So 235, I've already got my place value drawn at the top here, plus 381. So next, I'm going to represent using my Deans. How many 1s do I have? How many 1s do I have in 235? I have 5 1s. Here are my 5 1s. And how many 10s? I have 3 10s. Here are my 10s. How many 100s? I have 2 100s. So that's my first number in my place value. Next, I have 381. How many 1s? I have 1. How many 10s? Oh, this is where things could potentially get interesting. I have 8 10s. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Struggling to fit them all on my place value chart, and I have 3 100s. 1, 2, 3. Right. We can start off here. 5 add 1. Let's look at our 1s. How many 1s do we have now in our 1s column? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's nice and simple. 5 add 1 is equal to 6. slightly appease here. Now let's look at these tens. Oh, this is a bit of a mess here. Right, let's see how many tens do we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tens. Can you have 11 tens? No. So what do we need to do? We need to gather up 10 of these tens and regroup. So counting with me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These 10 tens are the same as one of these. So I'm going to put my tens over here. And I've swapped them for 100. So filling in my equation as I go. Remember, I've got my one 10 left over here, and I'm regrouping. 2 add 3 is equal to 5, but have I got 500s? I know I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 600. My answer is 616. So again, we've used our deans to represent our physical deans. Now we're going to have a look at drawing these with, we're drawing these deans. Sorry, I got a tongue twister. All these deans causes a tongue twister. Right, this is my equation. 432 add 171. First step to success. And I recommend you grab a piece of paper and you work along with me on this one. First step to success, putting in our numbers in a place value chart. 432 has 2 ones. 1, 2. How many tens? It has 3 tens. 1, 2, 3. Hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, let's have a look at 171. How many ones? It has a 1, 1. How many tens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And how many hundreds? It has 100. Right, so let's start off counting. How many ones do I have now? 1, 2, 3 ones. Nice and simple. How many tens do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does 10, 10 work? No. What is 10, 10 the same as? 10 times 10 is equal to 100. Absolutely. So I'm going to regroup. I'm going to take these 10 tens and put them, and they're going to miraculously reappear as 100. So how many tens do I have now? I have no tens. How many hundreds do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because I have my little regrouping down here. 4 add 1 is equal to 5. Add another one is equal to 6. Remember, it's all about taking it slowly, counting out 10 and regrouping. Use another colour if you find it easy. Now, we're going to do the final one, which is the combination of your regrouping from your ones into your tens and then your tens into your ones. We're going to go straight into doing it drawing, because for most of you that is going to be how you're going to access this in this task. So first of all, I've got my equation in a place value chart. So I'm going to draw my ones. I need to draw 9 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 ones. I need to draw 8 tens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I need to draw 5 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shade them quickly so I know that hundreds. Right, my next number, 131. 131 has how many ones? 1. Has how many tens? I can see in my tens column in my placed value, it has 3. 1, 2, 3. And how many hundreds? It has 100. Right, let's get solving this equation. Now, how many ones do I have in my ones column? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can I have 10 in my ones column? I cannot indeed. But I can in my equation here. So I write my 0 here. And what do I need to do? I need to regroup from my ones to my 10s because I have 10 ones. So again, I'm going to draw a little circle, draw them as a group, and draw them jumping over to my 10s column. This is going to add another 10 to my 10s column. My 10s column looks quite crowded. So I think I may have to regroup, but let's double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Can I have 12 10s? I can't have 12 10s. So I know I need to regroup into my hundreds. So I'm going to highlight, circle 10 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because remember, 10 10s is equal to 100. So in my equation, I know that this actually all added up to 12 10s, but I have to regroup because I can't have that there. It's not going to work. So this group of 10 100s jumps over here. And I can see I've got my 2 10s left, which I've written in my equation. And how many hundreds do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 add 1 is equal to 6. Add my extra regrouped 100. It's equal to 720. So, to recap, for your independent task, if you have square paper, fantastic. If not, just do it on a piece of paper. This is how I would like you to lay out your equations. I want to see you drawing your Deans. Use colours if it's helpful for you. I want you to show your working. I want you to show how you've worked these out. What I often see, and I don't know what I often see, is with morning arithmetic in school, is that people are trying to solve these equations using their head. Quite challenging. Right, I'm just going to go back. I'm going to share my screen again. So, got a bit of a reasoning question here. 235 add 175 is equal to 310. I agree, I disagree, because. Why? So use your steps of success to help you with this. Okay. Perfect. Let's have a look at this. 5 add 5. Well, I'm going to write my place value at the top here because that's not there and that makes things very challenging. 5 add 5 is equal to 10. So remember, I can actually just draw my Dean. I'm going to quickly draw my Deans here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 100. Right, it's all a bit cramped here. So I need to do this. 5 add 5 is equal to 10. I've got 10 ones here, which means what am I going to do? I'm going to need to regroup. I'm going to regroup my 10s in my ones into my 10 column. So I can write this as 0. I've got here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 ones, 10 10s, which is not possible, is it? And I've got another one here, so that means I've got 11 10s. So I'm going to have to regroup again my 10s here, and I'm going to write a 1 because I've added on my extra, and it's going to go into my hundreds. I'm going to have how many hundreds? 1, 2, 3, 4, because I had another regroup. I probably should have written that out on paper because this looks really messy and this is not what I want to see from your work. So Now moving on to your independent tasks. Now, I've probably said this now about 5 times, but I want to see this laid out properly. If you have square paper, that's fantastic. We also have some square paper at the reception of school, so if you do want to pick some up maybe for your maths, that is absolutely fine. So your priority is to complete question 1. If all you can manage is question 1, that is fantastic. You've also got a reasoning with question 2, and also as well there is a page with some challenge questions. But as I said, my focus, what I want to see is question 1 answered, because it's got all the different types of regrouping. You've got your steps to success here. So remember, identifying your parts, represent the number using deans or draw your deans, and then regroup 1s into 10s and 10s into hundreds. If you want to use some kind of online deans, these 2 websites have online deans, so maybe you might want to pause the video now and make a note of them. In addition to that, I came across it when I was looking for online deans, is a fantastic way to practice place value, and it's quite a fun game as well, and it goes from really low numbers to much higher numbers. So if you've got siblings who are maybe in Key Stage 1, they might enjoy this too. I look forward to seeing all your work on Seesaw. Remember to keep your presentation nice and neat, and see you tomorrow for another maths lesson.